Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, kasama ko ngayon si Gerard Binarao, aka Jers SFX. Jers, welcome
Hi,
to the
thank you.
show.
Thank you so much. I felt honored na in-invite mo ko sa ganito.
Wow,
Like, I
honored
feel din
talaga
na
eh.
yeah, kasi parang ito yung mga bagay na hindi masyado din ni-discuss ng ibang tao or something like that. And knowing pandemic season, so kailangan natin mga kausap na tao or may makikinig sa atin. Something like that.
Nga, pakahirap ngayong pandemic, especially ba yung well, para sa atin ng mga rumarakit, mga buhay is tied din sa mga side gigs. Actually, gig economy, di ba?
Mm,
Lalo na dun sa pinagagagawa mo, which is actually for the benefit ng mga nakikinig. Could you introduce yourself and yeah, ano yung pinagagagawa mo just to, give a background of
what I'm
yourself.
doing.
Yeah.
Okay. So technically, I'm a makeup artist. Not really the normal makeup artist. Although marunong naman ako mag-beauty makeup, pero mas gusto ko gumawa ng special effects makeup or the prosthetics type, like sa mga zombies, Walking Dead, or if familiar ka sa mga action movies like the bloody type of makeup. Then other than that, of course, makeup transformations like kung kaya mong patandain, gawing babae or gawing lalaki ang isang tao.
Gaano mo
Yun.
nakatag...
So,
Oh, go
ay,
ahead. You
sige
were
go.
saying, nakat kita eh.
Hindi, yun lang. Dahil nga pandemic ngayon na wala munang close people encounter, loob muna ng bahay. Then, actually, parang napunta naman ako sa side of na pag-keycaps making, which is resin art, similar to that. Or parang nag-clay sculpting rin ako ng tiny food. Like, yun yung recent pinagkakabalan ko rin kung hindi ako nagme-makeup.
Yun yung crafting outlet mo. Kasi
Mm-mm.
walang, I guess, gigs sa I guess, outside gigs, no? Di
Yeah.
ba last time nung actually nagkwentuhan tayo, nakwento mo na uh, parang papunta ka nun eh. Galing, nasa event tayo no, like na-close na yung event, pauwi na tayo, naghintay na tayo ng like Grab yata nun. Tapos sasabi mo may kailangan ka pang puntahan na shoot or
Yes.
gig ba yun? Ano ba to, network? Or hindi ko na matandaan kasi kung para sa TV o para sa film. Ano ba yun? Like, film? TV?
Ah,
Ba yun? Or
that was for
something?
yes, film, for Cinemalaya entry for 2019.
Anong film yun?
Actually, the film is named Annie the Harvest. I don't know if napalabas na siya last time sa KBO or ganun. Pero mas
Hmm.
siya, yung launching niya or pinaka niya, screening niya is Cinemalaya 2019 pa.
Narinig ko na siya, Annie the Harvest, pero hindi ko pa siya na-check out. Ano pa, parang, di ba CG? Ano rin yata yun eh? Or puro practical effects ba yun? Or may CG or
More
lags?
on CG siya, pero syempre kailangan pa rin ng assistance of course, yung continuity ng itsura ng ibang magsasaka or the bida itself. Like, tututukan mo, of course, the skin tone, then yung, kahit yung artificial na dumi sa mukha, tututukan din namin yun as makeup artist.
Ikaw lang ba yun? O may kasama ka sa team mo nung tinatrabaho nyo yun?
I have one assistant with me.
Tas ilan actors or characters yung kailangan yung i-serve?
Depends on the scene, pero parang umabot ata sila ng 12 to 20
Whew!
kada scene siguro. Ang dami. So, I really needed an assistant nun.
Ilang oras? Kasi napapanood ko sa YouTube minsan, like, parang inaabot ng oras. Kasi, uh, I don't know yung scale kasi kasi hindi ko pa nga siya napapanood, but I might check it out kung lalabas siguro siya sa Netflix or something, or baka gawing libre sa YouTube. Pero nung nakwento ko na to sa isang kaibigan dati, yung napunta ako sa set ng Encantadia. So, yung parang makeup nun, mabilis lang eh. As in talagang make-upan kita sir. Parang ini-spray lang yan ganun. So, I guess, mabilisan lang. But, syempre, iba yung sa film eh. Sabi mo nga, mukhang mas detail intensive, ganun. So, yung mga work on mo na mga characters and pag establish nung, let's say, look and feel nung effect ng makeup, gaano like yung time, let's say, just for the parang simplicity of it, like on average, let's say shooting day 8 hours or
Ay, wait,
something
wait
like
lang,
a
wait lang.
day. Oh, cool.
Sorry, standby lang.
Sige.
Ayan. Sige po, sunod na lang po ako. Thank you. Ayun, sorry.
It's okay.
Yun na yun. Yun. So, depends on yung sa oras ng pag-makeup. Depende syempre sa scene. Like, if ever simpleng lalaki lang. Like, basic grooming, basic hairstyle. Meron din yung pag sa babae. Like, clean looking lang ang kailangan or kailangan ba makeup. Yun, nakadepende yung oras din. Yung complexity of paglalagay ng details.
Well, I'm talking about actually nasa isip ko the extreme shit. As in yung I guess the most elaborate special effects, makeup effects na ginagawa mo dun sa Annie. Like ano ba yung pinaka-intensive na session, I guess? Sa isang character na transformation from like zero makeup to parang camera ready.
Actually, hindi single person hindi naman sa isang tao lang yung pinaka-transformation. Like, masakit sa ulo siguro, yung scene sa train, like, it was kind of fantasy-like dapat sa paningin ng bata. Spoiler. Spoiler. So, ang mangyayari, ilang tao yung minikapan agad namin, like, in different types of face paint, in different types of characters. Like, kasi dapat lumalabas sa paningin ng bata na nasa ibang dimension siya. So, kailangan hindi tao yung mukha nila or something different like kunwari mukha ni David Bowie or mukha ng tigre, mukha ng clown. Something like parang ang daming minake-upan agad namin in short period of time ganon.
So ang challenge nyo dun for this particular project is yung quantity. Like kumbaga madali lang yung I guess yung parang base, kumbaga yung parang execution, pero sa dami nila nakakapagod nga naman yan, 'di ba? Kasi of course brain power, tapos mainit, hindi naman ganoon. 'Di ba sa mga movie sets dito, may mga hassle pa, mahirap katrabaho pa yung iba, maarte, mga hidden life ng prod life na kailangang i-deal with, of course, yung mga staff. So, itong sa Ani, so maramihan. Kasi pag nakikita ko yung mga works mo, popost ka sa IG and stuff like that. The thing agad na pumapasok sa isip ko is yung mga works mo with cosplays.
Ayun,
parang nag-translate doon na kasi yun yung parang yung White King sa Game of Thrones, yung mga ganun ba, kasi mas feeling ko mas malaking mas intensive talagang compared sa like parang yung gig sa gig, 'di ba? Pero I feel na yung pag bumabanat ka ng mga cosplay collaboration mo with cosplayers, it's more really passion driven, and of course there's the money and winning the competition, Pero
Mm.
kumbaga parang ano na yun secondary rewards na lang yun sa pag sumasali ka sa mga ganong contest, 'di ba? Parang
Kaya
ang ano mo nun, motivation mo nun is talagang maging ma-express yung I guess talent mo na talagang to wow and parang makagawa ng impact sa like observer. So, himayin natin ng konti, himayin ko lang. So, how long have you been doing this cosplay thing? Like, kasi di ba, rumaraket ka, ano ba yung nauna, yung pagraket mo sa movie or cosplay? Kasi mishmash na ngayon kumbaga, ang dami mo na ring
mm.
nagagawa. Could you, parang kwento, pwede bang makwento yung, like, the history,
Okay.
the timeline, I guess.
Okay, so it started in 2014 talaga na parang na-curious lang ako. Gusto ko gumawa ng something zombie-like. It started with ano lang, with glue, white glue, yung Elmer's pad, then tissue paper. Then tinry ko kulayan lang ng lipstick and other face paint. Then sabi ko, kaya ko pala gumawa ng sugat. Ayun, parang 2014 was parang late college days ko na. So, yun ngayon magtataka pa yung iba na nag-SFX artist ako, pero ang pinag-graduatean ko is engineering.
Ano?
Specifically, manufacturing engineering.
Oh.
Hmm. So, parang minsan sinasabi ko tuloy ng pag-graduate ko, alam ko na kung anong mina-manufacture ko. Nagma-manufacture ako ng iba't ibang muka. Ayun, then around 2015, parang nakita lang nung isang friend ko na cosplayer na parang okay ako gumawa nung parang old age effects kasi sa kaka-explore ko sa sarili ko, nakita niya sa try natin yung Stanley. I don't know if everyone is still familiar with Stanley because of course, rest in peace, Stanley was of course nasasabi na father of Spider-Man. Then kailangan super tanda. Then the guy who inquired was around in his 30s pa lang. So kailangan extreme pa. Then sabi, kaya mo ba? Sige, try natin. Then when we tried it on ToyCon 2015 or 2016, I nailed it naman. Although medyo matagal pa yung process nung paggawa ko nun dahil bago pa lang parang siya yung pinaka first client ko. Then I still nailed the look naman. Then I tried all
Nag-contest ba
sorts
yun?
of,
Or, sorry, nag-contest ba
ayan.
yun? O parang wala lang, cosplay attendance lang? Kasi di ba parang sa mga
Ah,
cosplay con, parang gusto mo lang, attend ka lang, tapos wala ka namang planong,
yeah, at umattend lang siya.
ah,
Like, kumbaga ano lang siya, nag-invest lang siya na to look like Stanley.
I see. Cool.
Then, his name is Spider-Dan, and just in case na hanapin niyo rin siya. Like, he's my solid client na rin ever since. Then, next nun, after nung nakita yung si Stanley, like another, nag-inquire din sa akin na cosplayer. Common friend din namin. Dati kasi siya nagko-cosplay ng Jack Sparrow. Then, biglang tinanong sa akin, tingin mo kaya natin to? And then, sinend sa akin yung picture ni Night King. And I'm like, seryoso to? Try natin. Sabi ko, oh, sige, try natin. Then, doon na nagsimula yung first time ko gumawa ng full head mask.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was around August 2016. Tapos, 3 weeks ko lang siya ginawa dahil ipang-contest siya ni Siege. Siege Evangelista yung name niya. Pinang-contest niya for APCC. Then, buti, umabot ako sa deadline. Like, madaling araw before the contest, natapos ko yung mask. Kasi, nung panahon na ginagawa ko rin yung tag-ulan, mahirap magpatuyo ng latex, ng paint job. Then at the same time, panahon ng midterms ko. So, masakit sa ulo yung ganap, pero at least natapos ko yung mask si Night King. Ang malupit pa, hindi siya nanalo nung 2016 na APCC, but parang nirenovate siya ng onte. The next year, 2017 na APCC, parang sub-contest lang siya ng Sky Cable. Doon na siya nanalo. Like, na-renovate siya na with LED lights sa mata, then mas in-enhance yung wrinkles niya, mas in-enhance yung sa may ano, sa may horns niya. Doon lang siya nanalo.
Wow. Yun yung 50,000, no? $1,000. I think nakita ko yun.
$1,000. Yes.
So, ano yun? Like, so client siya. So, I guess, ano na yun? Parang hindi commission-based, I guess? Or, umbaga, parang step beside the creative aspect, dun sa practical aspect and all of that. Pag may client ka na ba ganun, may part ka pa rin sa winnings or wala lang? Kasi, ano na parang bayad ka na sa services and stuff like that.
Technically bayad naman na, pero ang ginawa niya ni Sige is nagbigay siya ng konti lang, like ano, kasi pauwi na agad ako after the contest. Kasi sabi ko, teka, hanapin ako ng magulang ko. Eh, hindi pa kasi ako graduate nun.
Mm-hmm.
So, ang nangyari is, ano na lang, nagbigay na lang siya sa akin ng pang food. Usually dapat maghahanda siya nun, pero dahil nga gipit sa oras, umuwi na agad ako. Inabutan na lang niya ako.
Okay. So talaga palang raketista na, estudyante ka palang. And ano actually I'm surprised na ang bilis ng, I don't know if mabilis na to sa field mo kasi like 2014 and then a year after you started, meron ka na agad ganong klaseng inquiries, 'di ba? Like client na lalapit sa'yo to do some sophisticated work. Like, yun nga, yung kay Stanley, and then the year after, tas parang high profile, ano na yun Kasi that's it, national, international exposure na yun sa work mo agad. Starting from...
Actually, yeah.
Mabilis ba yung feel mo nun o mabagal to para sa isang like person na nakafocus ang time, dedication sa special effects craft?
Sa starting over, mabilis siya actually. Pero of course, pag sa mga veteran na, yung mga mas magagaling na sa akin, may mga kanya-kanya ng studios, mabagal siya. So, kumbaga, depende sa paningin ng tao kung paano yung pacing. Pero sa akin kasi, knowing student pa ako, then, yun yung sinasabi na bata pa ako, pero marunong na. Kasi yun din sabi sa akin ng mga friends ko na nakilala ko rin sa special effects industry na, bata pa lang, pero galing nung mas mo ganun.
So, you said industry, like, mga ilan ang special effects, by your estimation, for the benefit na rin, I guess, ng mga listeners na interested into going into the entertainment industry and then going sa special effects side ng production. Like, ilan ang parang katulad mo na nagwo-work na umiikot dito sa Pilipinas? Would you have an estimate?
Hindi ko maano kung ilang tao talaga, but kumbaga grupo na, studios, yung kumbaga sila talaga, ano na sila yung may OR na, may 2303 na BIR.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi yun na talaga yung pinaka-business nila. Like, meron Tawong Lipod Studios, tapos Creature Shop, then Oceanima, then I don't know if buhay pa yung Octopod Studios. Basta ganun, mga ganun. Puro group sila.
So like 10 companies, would you say, na sa buong
More
Pilipinas? Wow. So kind of rare pa rin, kumbaga, like it's I guess may space pa rin sa industry if ever, kunyari, college kid ka and then you want to pursue, no? Would you say that?
Mm-mm.
O is it tight na ang space na parang, wow, don't come in? Parang gano'n. Is it like nursing? Parang gano'n na po siya, di ba? May surplus na overflow and then you don't know what to do with the surplus manpower ng nurses. Parang ganun din ba ang case ng sa like special effects, like, or mayroon ka pang leeway to, like you said, let's say yung 10 studios na ganun, you can just, kumbaga, parang bounce around and do some free hired gun work, parang ganun?
Actually, ganun yung ginagawa ko last time. Like, subcontractor lang ako. Kasi parang hindi siguro kaya ng ibang tauhan nila gumawa ng beards. Kasi yun din yung isa sa mga forte ko is beard making. Nakita mas maganda yung quality ng gawa ko is sa ibang teammates nila. So, ako yung kinuwang subcontractor na gawa ka ng ilang beards, ganito yung peg, then we'll just pay you. Ganon yung mangyayari. Like, sila mismo nakakontrata like, si Creature Shop, nakakontrata sila for a series ata or movie relating to Spanish era. So, kailangan ng beards for Spanish people, of course. Yung noong panahon siguro nila Lapu-Lapu, ganon, pati ni Magellan. Parang ganon yung peg. Like, nagsa-subcontractor na lang ako. Or pag need nila ng backup for another event, I can be there na lang for them instead of nasa in-house ako ng grupo nila.
That's really interesting. Beards, bigote, balbas, facial hair work. Why? Like, I
Big
guess,
why?
no, I mean, I don't mean that, like, why parang, why, that's stupid. But really more of curious na, dun yung focus. Kasi when you say special effects, I mean, me, like, wala naman ako, kumbaga, like, I'm just a layman looking from the outside.
Mm.
Um, from, a bit of my background, isa rin sa mga pinaka mahirap gawin, well, in digitally, is the hair. Kasi it costs a lot of parang computing resource pag sinigi mo ang hair. So, may
Mm.
any particular, what drove, I guess, yun yung, so special effects, kumbaga, tas may specialization ka, hair. What's the I guess madness behind that, or I guess yung drive or inspiration or something is, kwento mo naman.
Okay, so parang na-curious lang ako. Meron nag-inquire na baka daw kaya ko mag-beard. Pero yun yung first project ko na nag-feel talaga sa akin na yung first beard ko. Like, ang pangit pala niya tignan. So, sige, sinend ko na. Parang binalik ko na yung down payment ng client. Then, ang ginawa ko, tinabi ko muna yung unang ginawa kong beard. Then, the second beard inquiry, sineryoso ko na siya. Kasi ano na yun eh, graduate na ako noon, yung second inquiry. It's like, the Logan beard, the old man Logan. Sineryoso ko siya. Then, wala pa naman akong work nung pagka-graduate ko. So, ginawa ko. Then, actually, I nailed it naman nung sineryoso ko na yung layout ng beard and ano. Dahil, hindi naman kaya magpatubo ng normal Asian guy or normal Filipino na ganun kalago yung beard niya. Then, nung sineryoso ko na siya, maganda yung output, may sumunod agad na inquiry nung nakita yung Logan beard kasi pinost agad sa iba. Kasi medyo famous yung cosplayer nun na nag-inquire for the Logan beard.
So, I guess, would you, would you say na, I guess, opportunity knock pagdating sa ganong angle ng special effects? And
Yeah.
kasi I thought na parang you have this beard mastery in mind na I want to do this. Na like, kumbaga, nandun agad yung nakita mo na I'm the beard whisperer or the beard bender. Parang ganun yung peg. Kasi, well, di ba, for some crafters, ganun talaga na they already have something in mind na na material or something to work with, and then dun iikot yung mastery ng, I guess, technique, yung I guess yun nga, yung research and development and pag-hone ng skills. So, like, beard, so ngayon mas, 'di ba, parang makeup tapos gumagawa ka rin ng beard. So mas
Mm.
mas ano na, mas is it still parang tilted to the side of hair works na yung pinaggagawa mo ngayon, or is still like a mishmash of things? And how does that work for someone in your field?
Technically is yung beard works or yung facial hair works is under special effects pa rin naman. Pero yun nga, the word special effects itself or yun nga, yung specialty na yun is marami talagang under niya. Like, meron yung sculpting, mask making, then the plain blood works, then, yun nga, meron pa yung animatronics pa nga sa iba. Like, the old practical effects talaga is the animatronics. Then, yun nga, yung facial hair making. Like, sabi ko, napansin ko rin kasi na wala masyadong gumagawa ng bigote balbas dito. Maano nga to? Parang, aning ko nga tong market na to, ganon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's ano yun? Why not? Diba? That's, mga ano yan mga syempre una-unahan lang yan ika nga sa industry and outside what I'd like to say outside the passion the realm of the passion and creativity, that's the realm of the practicality. Like, yeah, why not? Di ba? May nakita kang space dun And I think, so now, do you think ikaw lang yung here, dito sa atin, especially dito sa, I guess, sa sentro, ikaw lang yung, like, pag may beard, tawagan si beard lady. Parang ganun. Ikaw na yung spare or do you have contemporaries din na or may mini-mentor ka ba about this na or how's the scale?
Actually, meron din naman from, of course, the other studios, pero hindi nila masyado pinopromote to the cosplay community. So, kumbaga ako kasi, exposed ako sa cosplay community, yun na yung market ko, yun na yung karamihan ng clients ko. So, dun ako mas kilala na, hey, I need this, Thor beard. Sino ba pwede, sasabihin ng ibang mga friends ko na, uy, si Jers, si Jers. Ganun na yung nangyari. Pag sa cosplay lang, pero pag film, hindi pa super yung name ko doon. Sila yung, yung mga nasa studios or groups na kilala na doon. Yung mga, of course, BIR certified na. Kasi sila yung talaga, like ABS, GMA, ganon. Like sila talaga yung kilala kasi. Pero pag sa cosplay, nakikita name ko.
Yeah. Nice. That's nice. That's good. And kasi nga, ang hirap pag creative talaga, like ganyan na kailangan mo ng being creative is fun and all, na express mo yung I for the lack of a better word, itch, yung katim mo ba na you have this vision na re-realize mo and then meron kang output and then you look at it and you feel satisfied, but also bills and all that jazz, so you gotta have to di ba?
Yes.
Yung last na napag-usapan namin, kami ni Carl, like, pag-usapan namin yung about sa mga rockstar artists. Like, na unless super, kumbaga, brought up ka na talagang super privileged mo na affluent ka na wala ka lang iisipin na pagising mo, magka-craft lang ako. Or like nung mga old eras, may ganun pa, may patron ka talaga. Like ang example ko nga si Da Vinci, yun, si Michelangelo, yung na ganun na like pagising nila mag-sculpt lang ako or magpe-paint lang ako para sa simbahan, ganun. Sa atin sa modern era, hindi naman posible yung ganun na, 'di ba? Lalo na dito tayo, like kumbaga, like, you can't be really a full-time rockstar artist and kailangan mo ng, rumakit nga just to keep on. Yun yung professional dito. Dalawang trabaho.
Dalawang trabaho.
Dalawang trabaho talaga. So, like, cosplay, film, may other I guess ito totally unknown na to sa akin. May other realms pa ba na ginagalawan ang isang like tulad mo na may yung set of skills ganyan. Like teatro. Well, I guess siguro teatro, pero like napupunta ka rin ba sa mga ganon or some other else? Ano pa ba? Carnival? Or
Parang usual films lang, tapos short commercials, then music videos before. Pero sa music videos, like, simple makeup lang naman usually. Yung mga ganon. Then, photo shoots, of course. Then, cosplay pa rin naman. Kung other realm, kung by means of SFX, other realm, wala na masyado. But, on the other field na ginagawa ko, like the keycaps making or the resin artist, of course, the keyboard enthusiast naman.
yeah, that's a great thing na bring up mo yan because without the special effects world ngayon and of course with your connections din with the tech world because diba we've worked on some projects before na tech related. Yung crafting ng keycaps is like art pa rin siya di ba?
Yes.
How did you get into that? Binuyo ka ba ni Ira? How did you start making those cutesy keycaps, like custom made keyboard caps?
Actually, ko lang din, yun, yung nakikita ko si Ira na panay tumitingin sa mga custom keyboard, sabi ko, sige nga, gawin ko nga din to. Like, na-curious lang din ako. Gawa ko ng mga mini food, tapos i-encapsulate ko siya sa resin. Then, tinry ko i-post sa page ko. May pumakyaw ng breakfast series nun.
Wow.
Like, okay. Like, sige, na-inspire ako na gumawa ulit ng iba pang design. So, kaya, yung customized types na like, yung mga K-pop caricatures, o kaya logo lang nila. Ganon. Like, sige, sayang din to, lalo pandemic ngayon. Kailangan din kumita.
Yes, the struggle ng creative. So if you're listening right now, sorry, just para sa mga listeners, yes, you gotta hustle. You gotta you gotta find hindi lang creative dun sa, I guess, material, but you gotta be creative with the cash flow.
Yes.
That's the other practical part of it. Jers, from all of this, like yung mga pinagsasabi mo na SFX, makeup, so tapos beard making, and then you're into keycaps. Yung ano pa yung like parang it sounds like a lot of work. 'Di ba? Kasi crafting 'yan talagang dahan-dahan, hindi pwedeng minamadali, talagang meticulous, pulido, 'di ba? Yun naman lagi yung hinahanap ng pag nasa creative end ka. Which is actually true din sa lahat naman if you're going into an industry, kailangan pulido, malinis. As in, talagang ganun na para to get the return gigs, parang repeat performances. Paano pa to? Like gaano kalaki yung kinakain sa oras mo? Like nakakapag Netflix ka pa ba? Mga ganun or kasi double the effort ngayon Yung base mo kasi dati is outside, 'di ba? Bumabiyahe ka. That's of course yung isang perks no, like biyahe ka dito, biyahe ka doon, like you get to see the world talagang, not just na parang digital screens na YouTube or Facebook or social media or something. Kasi ngayon, yun na yung tendency ng tao Noon, you still get to go outside, interact, and face-to-face. But now, with all this workload, gano'ng kalaking yung change? Ano yung nag-change sa, like, in terms of productivity, I guess, habits mo or yung work ethic mo or yung workflow mo? Nadagdagan ba? Could you elaborate on that?
Hindi ko sure kung nadagdagan or yun nga, nasa loob lang ako ng bahay. Then, yun nga, nag-shift ako to keycaps making. Ang nangyari kasi sa keycaps making, makain lang siya, yung pag nag-aabang ako ng curing time ng resin. So, habang nag-cure siya, yung hayaan ko muna siya tumigas saglit bago siya tumigas. Ano muna ako, gawa muna ako ng ibang bagay. Like, yung day job ko na ngayon. Actually, bago lang ako sa new job ko ngayon dahil I was really, really unemployed since March. Yung nag-start sakto yung ECQ, I was kind of laid off. So, naghanap-hanap din ako ng part-time.
So corporate
Nag-telemarketing din ako. Yeah.
corporate like as in corporate what do you call this, documents and ganong klaseng gig to na work from home tong
Mm-mm.
ano mo ngayon. Tas on the side tong keycaps making and the crafting what you call this, crafting stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, lahat nasa loob na. Although, yun nga, tenga muna syempre yung hindi muna ako mag-makeup. Hindi ko na, ano. So, hindi ko muna hawakan yung mga makeup stuff ko. Ang focus ko muna is the keycaps or kaya, pag bored lang ako, gagawa ako ng bigote or something. Like, gusto ko lang gumawa ng bigote. Like, may gusto lang akong gayahin na shape. Like, from the Netflix series Umbrella Academy, gusto ko gayahin yung kay Reginald Hargreaves. Ganun lang. Then, hindi ako totally kasi malakas sa series eh. Hindi niya napapansin sa akin ng mga kaibigan ko, pati ni Ira, na hindi ka pala nanood ng series. Hindi. Like, I want to spend my time on other stuff rather than, of course, binge watching.
Yeah,
Ganun kasi ako.
lakas kumain ng oras eh, no? Like, I feel
Oo.
that din. Like, kesa manood ngayon ng series, well, of course, yeah, just do a podcast. ganun. Like, some other
So,
pinakakabalahan, I feel. So, yung, ngayon, like, speaking of, like, the way it impacts you, kasi being, like, not to sound melodramatic and all that stuff. Kasi 'di ba na it from a perspective, it's kind of saddening or something na you have to go into a corporate job and leave of course babad na babad ka sa 'di ba sa crafting world eh. 'Di ba? There's this sort of, I guess, separation anxiety from your element kasi from my perspective and experience na rin being in part ng productions and yung mga masaya eh. Iba kasi sa production eh, mga live events naman ako, mga ganon, hosting and all of that. Na you have to face like getting the corporate stint, like the 9 to 5. Diba? How did that change your attitude toward your like in terms of your motivation and yung drive mo to still continue crafting and making yung mga effects and all of that? How did, especially in pandemic, how did that impact in term, I guess, yung mental health mo or your mga ganon, or does it make you less motivated? I'm interested like on the psychology of it, kasi baka for other people, 'di ba, mayroong pag tinanggal mo sila doon, they're dead. As in dead inside na, 'di ba? In your case, how is it? Like uh, getting a corporate position on the side na parang ang lumalabas ngayon, parang part-time mo na ba yung crafting, or in your view ang part-time mo is yung corporate? Like, what's your mindset? How to like still keep productive?
Okay, so walang halong plastic to. I'd be honest na I tend to do job hopping in the corporate. Like, I still do apply for full-time ng mga corporate. Then, gagawin ko on the side yung mga gigs, like yung makeup and stuff. Like, may times lang na pasaway din ako na after ko mag-resign, sakto kasi Halloween, saktong Christmas party. So, wala ako, buhay pa ako noon. Pero, knowing ngayon, like sabi ko, kailangan ko nga talaga ng full-time job. Although yung ngayon, mas chill yung bago kong job ngayon. Like, I'm currently a talent manager in Unbox Creative Network. Like, I
Wow.
handle content creators ngayon. So, hindi naman siya super tutok sa time and
Yeah,
like,
bagay na
pag
bagay
kailangan
sa'yo
na
yun.
mag-ingay.
Yeah, it's like one of the, kumbaga, di naman chill kasi you still gotta manage, deadlines and all that. But I think,
Mm-mm.
yeah, di mo kailangan mag-hop from that. Kasi creative yan eh. It's still
Yes.
content, no? Yeah, do
Yeah.
go on, please. You were saying. Nakat kita.
So ayun nga, sinerte lang ako na natanggap ako doon din. I don't know if tatagal ako kasi nga, yun nga yung nangyayari sa akin. Aminado ako doon. Yun nga, yung walang halong plastic, I tend to job hop like since 2017. Like, wala, hindi ako masyado tumatagal sa ibang trabaho. May iba naman na pag tingin ko okay na, biglang nagkaka-problem with the management na, hindi naman sa it happens naman in the corporate world na makaka-encounter ka ng micromanagement. So, mas, shoot up yung anxiety mo dahil nga, magugulat ka bakit nandiyan sa gilid mo yung, yung boss mo ngayon. Yung ganun.
I
Yun.
can,
Nangyayari yun.
may face din actually like, ganyan, pero call center kasi na college days. Like,
Mm.
college, call center by night and then, by day, estudyante, aral, and then, yeah, may mga talagang, I guess, yung temperament natin is hindi suited sa ganong mga environment. But it's good to know na ngayong, from the sound of your voice na
Mm.
it's not a draining environment for you, like being like a talent manager and handling people na, which is, challenge din kasi you gotta be, I guess, critical sa talent nila. Like, if you're,
Mm.
that's just the, parang, I guess, mahirap kasi, like, di ba, alam mo, talent is talent eh. Pero, in terms of, like, trabaho, you gotta, like, your talent is not up to par. Like,
Mm.
did you fire someone na or something ba?
Hindi,
Shit.
bago lang naman talaga ako sa talent management. Kasi, yun nga, kaya siguro natanggap ako dahil may background ako ng influencer management naman. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
know how to talk with influencers naman on how to push campaigns, how to push, yung sa mga brands. Ngayon naman, ang nangyayari is like taga-remind ng mga deadlines ng mga content creators. Technically, yung mga content creators na handle ko are YouTubers din.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sa tech and lifestyle naman ang hawak nila. So,
Mm-hmm.
taga-remind lang ako ng deadlines, taga-sabi ng brief. Like, ito yung sabi ni ganitong brand. Tapos, okay lang ba sa'yo? Parang ganun,
Mm-hmm.
taga-advise din like, kaya pa ba ng workload mo? Ganun kasi may iba na malaki yung numbers na. So, marami ring brands na lumalapit. So,
Yeah.
kailangan me as a talent manager, mag-ano ako sa brand na, let me know, ano bang pinaka-terms dyan.
Yeah.
Ganon.
Yeah. Yeah, kasi it's a huge responsibility rin na clear ka sa deliverables. From
Mm-mm.
parang ikaw na ngayon yung nasa end ng table eh, na parang, 'di ba, parang it came full circle for you na dati ikaw yung nasa end ng subcontracting, na ikaw yung binibigyan ng, parang ito yung kailangan mo sa deadline ngayon. Tas ngayon ikaw na yung nag-a-advise ng
Yes.
ikaw na yung nag-a-advise na, hey, deadline mo like this, and yeah, ito yung mga performance indicators and stuff like that. Wow. Jers,
Mm-mm.
may wala nga namang hard out, no? Sige, let's keep going. So, this
Mm-mm.
kasi magwo 1 hour na tayo nagkukwentuhan.
Okay.
And sabi mo, if paubos na yung bat mo or mainit na ba yung cellphone mo or something like that. But so from now, being in my corporate stint ka, tapos meron kang on the side, I guess, is non-compete naman kasi yung corporate talent kasi, 'di ba? And then you
Mm.
still get keycaps and all of that. So, ano yung mga are you ano na yung like I guess you can answer this or not ha. Pero
Okay.
like yung are you aiming to develop a new set of skills or are you into like more of pinapahinog mo pa yung skill set mo and then just getting really 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 good at parang master level, supreme master level craftsman.
I think mas maganda yung ano, yung nandun din ako sa part na magpapahinog na lang ako ng kung anong meron ako ngayon, like the keycaps, the beard, and other stuff. Like, kasi actually marami na siya eh. Marami na yung ginagawa ko. So, magdadagdag pa ba ako or something like that? Medyo ano na, maliit lang kasi yung kamay ko para hawakan lahat. So, kumbaga, kung ano na lang yung nasa harap ko muna, yun muna asikaso. Mahirap pag kung saan yung attention mo, hindi ka maka-focus, hindi mo matatapos yung dapat mong tapusin.
Mm-hmm. So, for the like mga I guess listeners na kasi I get listeners na
Mm.
in the young age like 18 and above, and I guess actually this is actually we can close with this. Like it's a cliche question, but could you like pointers from someone who is into a really niche na parang area of kumbaga the creative ecosystem. What would you uh, advise dun sa mga nagbabalak na mag-switch into the creative market slash environment ecosystem, or dun sa mga wala pa, I guess nasa crossroads papunta sa college ganun, like some lesson or some um, uh, nugget of wisdom that kept you going kasi there's a lot of roadblocks you don't expect, but here you are still nagka-craft ka pa rin, and then you got a bit of not really a bit, but you got a stable corporate uh, job that doesn't make you sad and doesn't make you dead inside. um yeah, what could you share, like just to like I guess some sort of mantra na you have to keep you going?
Parang nugget of wisdom or payo ko is mag-ipon muna pang puhunan. Kasi, yun talaga, mag-ipon ng pampuhunan dahil dun din ako nahirapan nung una. As, of course, college student, like, saan ko pupulutin yung panggawa ko or pambili ng materials. Yung mag-ipon ng puhunan. Kaya nga, pumasok pa rin ako sa trabaho and stuff. Because I needed money for, of course, my stuff, para makabili ako dahil ayaw natin dumepende sa pera ng magulang natin, and we should work harder for it. Of course, like kung ano rin yung kikitain natin for our output, yun din yung gagamitin natin for the next output. Then another is keep pushing lang kasi may times na ma-demotivate tayo, feel low about anything or everything, pero pahinga lang, pero it doesn't mean that you should stop. Lang yun. Like, keep pushing, keep grinding lang.
Yeah, the grind, that's where it's at. How many hours kang nag-grind, like besides of course again I keep bringing this up, but um besides your 9 to 5, how many hours do you grind for to get into the next level pagdating sa crafting mo?
Actually, depende pa rin. Kasi parang once na nahawakan ko na yung dapat kung parang nagtutuloy-tuloy din ako. Like, magbe-break lang ako siguro pag iihi ako. Depende pa rin kung kung mga ilang oras ka na babakante, ilang oras kang okay na, sige, dito muna ako, dito muna yung flow of thought ko. Something like that. Kasi ganun din eh, hindi mo pwedeng putulin basta-basta unless naiihi ka na, unless nakatae ka na. Ayun.
Do you have any like pre-game, quote unquote, pre-game rituals or anything to like nag-yoga ka ba or nag-exercise ka ba or to set your, kumbaga, center yourself before you start grinding?
Wala naman akong totally ritual, pero siguro kung bibigyan ako ng train of thought or the motivation talaga para gawin agad, like, isipin mo yung deadline, isipin mo yung pera na kikitain mo dyan. Ganun yung tatakbo sa isip ko or sasabihin ko straight ko, okay, kailangan ko yung pera na to. Yun, walang halong plastic. Yun talaga yung nasa isip ko, like, think about the deadlines, think about the down payment, think about the money after mo matapos to. Something like, para matapos mo talaga agad. Kasi mahirap yung, wala talaga, as in, plain blank. Hindi ka masyado ma-motivate. Aminin natin, like, some people are just motivated, of course, with money.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's a pretty good advice, actually. That's sound advice. And yeah, might also keep that in mind talaga na this isn't just um parang a path na you can, I guess, do wishy-washy. I guess kapag talagang, you know, ano nga eh, parang iba yung type ng knowledge na required, and I guess self-discipline na required pagdating sa into the creativity sphere, because it's mostly it's mostly self-education. Like yung formal education is nice to have, but that's all, kumbaga, theory yan eh. Kumbaga, like, yeah, you have especially yung, I'm not devaluing yung knowledge and experience na ino-offer ng mga institutions like yung mga universities and schools na, you know, to impart knowledge sa mga students na this is how you do this is how you do that. But parang standard kasi yun eh. And sa field natin, we also need to have our own, you know, our own thing that makes us, you know, stand out from all the, I guess, other, I don't want to say competition, but, you know, more of contemporaries. It's like, anuhan talaga yan eh. Paglabas mo ng school, it's another mountain to climb. And if you don't have the necessary self-discipline, yung sariling palo na tinatawag, and yung talagang willingness na I gotta make this work, then mahirap nang i-reach yung like a satisfaction na makukuha mo when you complete a project.
Yeah.
And yan yung, yeah, especially right now, yung mga Gen Z, mga I've recently been actually curious. I've recently been watching and, you know, reading about mga current generation ngayon. Mga medyo mag-ano na tayo, mag-digress na tayo, but I don't think I hope you don't mind. But speaking of like the new breed, kasi actually sila na yung kasunod na magse-set ng ano eh. 'Di ba? Sila na yung kasunod na magse-set ng
Standards.
ng standards na set ng not just the standards but the trends, what's cool, what's what's pop, di ba? Especially sa di ba? Ganun talaga. That's it. It's the Gen Z, and Gen Z are like, I think you're like a Gen Z or millennial.
Actually,
I
nasa
don't
ano pa
know.
ako. Younger millennial pa ako.
Younger millennial or
Mm-mm.
something. Pero ang napapansin kong trend ngayon is it's all about instant nga, which is dangerous. Like, you can't go instant craft, artisanal quality in an instant. Di ba?
Mm-mm.
Kasi the Gen Z is parang sila yung 21st century people na nabuhay, na nandyan na yung internet. Like, not just internet, high-speed internet na nasa kamay nila. Like, world ng smartphones. That's wild. Na they tanggalin mo yung sa kamay nila, tanggalin mo internet, what do they have?
Yeah, they're technically dead na pag wala yan.
Di ba? And it I think it's kind of alarming, not really alarming, but concerning a bit, because yung digital sphere, like, kasi ikaw analog yung ginagawa mo di ba? It's that, like, what's gonna happen? Like, lahat ba ng magiging, of course nandito pa rin naman tayo sa sa environment natin, but syempre may mga magbabago ng isip, may iihip ng hangin, who knows, like, realistically speaking, like, you might have other plans in the future, who knows, hindi pa natin alam, di ba? Like, I'd like to think na, optimistically, that we get to do what we love, like, long term. Like, you get to craft long term. Me, I got to, like, make content long term, and just be, happy and not drained doing about it. But these new kids, it's like the focus, as in yun yung, like, the main difference daw nila is, like, they can multitask a lot. Like, they're really good multitaskers. That's what separates Gen Z from millennials and the previous generations. But you can't do multitasking when you're kailangan mo ng solid concentration. Like,
yeah, mako-compromise yung quality of work if ever ganun. Diba?
May experience ka na ba working with, like, the newer ones, or dun sa mga, I guess, talents na na experience mo na yung ganitong klaseng work ethic, and mga like, how do you deal with it?
Paano like workmates na Gen Zs ba? Or
yeah, mina-manage mo or like something. Just
actually, meron lang ako workmate before. Then, actually, may mga kapatid din naman ako na inabutan na ng Gen Z era na. Like, depende pa rin kasi sa pagpapalaki ng magulang yan. Technically, Then, ayun lang, ang hindi ko trip sa kanila siguro is, like, parang slight discomfort lang siguro or what. Like, ako, aminado rin naman ng job hopper, pero mas matindi ang Gen Zs ngayon mag-job hopping. Like, konting inconvenience lang. Like, of course, yung matsatsaga pa na millennials or sa mga Gen X, like, tsatsagain pa nila yung trabaho hanggat kaya. Pag Gen Zs talaga, parang slight inconvenience lang, ayaw na nila. If they will do anything na instant lang, of course, instant yaman, instant results, at tingin nila okay sa kanila. Pero pag they don't, force or push themselves talaga that hard.
Yeah, mahirap yun. You gotta have a bit of toughness pagpasok mo sa industry, kasi may mga instance, like, especially, diba, I don't know if na-experience mo na napagalitan ka ng sa gig mo, sa production, especially sa production, may konting fuck up ka na ano, oh shit. Alam mo yun, hanggang
Ang experience ko, hindi ako napagalitan. Ako yung nagalit naman sa assistant ko. Kasi nga, parang, may usapan tayong ganito, bakit ang gulo mo kausap? Ganon.
ah mhm.
Pero
And
di pa naman
then
ako napapagalitan, sa awa ng Diyos.
and then I quit in the middle of a project. Oh God, that's the worst. That's the
Mm.
worst. May experience ako na gano'n din eh. Like a deal. Tapos biglang nagspirmahan na ng like paperwork, ganyan-ganyan. Alright, we're doing this campaign. Okay, let's move forward. Roll. Tapos putya, hindi nag-deliver as in, iwan sa ere. It's like, what?
Grabe naman.
Oo, as
Hindi.
in, pumero mo. Tapos well compensated naman lahat nung demand, lahat nung like, I
Sinunod
guess yung
naman.
demand niya, ano yung asking mo, like, binigay naman. Like, is this okay? This is our budget, lahat ng ganyan. Just do this project. O, di, tas, pirmahan. Yeah, pumirma ng kontrata. Tapos, hinahanap ko, pina-follow up ko na, yo, anong status ng project natin? Wala, kahit hindi scene zoned. Tapos
Iwan sa error.
tapos kailangan kong i-explain yun like sa like doon sa HQ na why, what happened and ganun. And then wala, laking sayang sa oras. As in the although sure hindi gumamit ng kumbaga ng investment na money para ibayad dun sa kanya to execute and contract. Pero yung like, 'di ba? Syempre may goal
Yung
na
oras.
yung oras na
Mas mahalaga yung oras actually dahil yun hindi mo na maibabalik talaga.
Hindi talaga. And kung if ever lang na naging honest siya, I guess siguro Gen Z rin kasi. Like parang nagiging sounding Gen Z racist tuloy ako or something. but, but, but like, di ba, like sabihin mo lang doon, tinanong ko siya, kaya ba ng, what you call it, ng workload mo? Kaya ba to ng timeline mo? Kaya ba ng pipeline mo? 'Di ba? Yun kasi yung una kong tinatanong before we enter to this. Just if you can't, just tell me. That's it.
Mm.
So pumayag. Tapos yeah, there's something na and isipin mo, isa lang tong instance. What if 1,000 like
Mga bata.
all across, yeah. What if all
Mm.
across the let's say all across the industry ecosystem may ganitong mga habits? Oh
Nako,
shit, parang ay no, 'di ba? Ang sakit sa
ang hirap
ulo.
yan.
Mahirap like syempre on our part na on our end, like yeah, I would understand why you want to do that, like going into his shoes or her shoes na like yeah, cause I don't like it and I'm young, wild and free and YOLO ko na. Pero like dude, that's yeah, I guess that's some really really unpro, amateurish, immature move sa industry. So I guess yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I guess kung makakuha pa siya ng project, ewan ko lang. But
Good luck.
yeah, good luck. Oh, good luck. So yeah, I think it's it's a very, I feel grateful na we had this and we had this conversation and yeah, I think ako naman yung may kailangang gawin. So I gotta cut this. Unfortunately, I want to keep going, but again, responsibilities and
Yeah.
this is the most I can do with what time I have today. But if
Mm.
we can always, I think we can always set another time and talk about the industry and work and the crafting and whatever new projects you may have and tech. So Yeah, before we conclude, I guess, could you tell and share the listeners yung kung saan kanila pwedeng makontak for consultation or kung sa services mo or kung may binebenta ka like yung keycaps, paano nila makukuha, saan nila makukuha, kung gusto mo pati presyo, but but yeah, this is your yeah, go ahead, George.
Na lang ako kung may PM sent, ano. Sa Facebook, Jers SFX, GERZ SFX, and sa Instagram din, at Jers SFX din. Yun yung business IG ko kasi hinihiwalay ko talaga sa personal account ko. Ayun. Then, of course, I offer beards, I offer makeup services, and keycaps. Baka lang gusto nyo ng iba't iba pang design ng keycaps ninyo sa mga mechanical keyboard dyan. Yun. Then, I'm looking forward na makachikahan ka pa ulit. Then, ang fruitful ng conversation na to.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm glad you found this fruitful because yeah, that's actually one of my hopes na yeah, these conversations somehow are become meaningful, and for I guess the listeners and sa atin din, both individually and as we move forward. So yeah, thank you so much. And to the listeners, all the listeners, goodbye everyone. Thanks for listening. See you.
And thank you so much.